Okay.
And now Scott's group, so that's Congressman Boyle. If I could have that group come up here, the last group, thank you. There you go. Okay. All right, thank you. Come up.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Racheal Santiago. I'm gonna bring up a little touchy subject, something that needs to be talked about, but doesn't really, be talked about. I'm here to try to get more security cameras into our schools in each and every one of the classrooms to help prevent the bullying, to help our kids with special needs when they end up in court in a situation where they gotta defend themselves and what happened in a school environment that led them up in court. I have a 16-year-old son that was being bullied in a school in my neighborhood when he was attending. The teacher did not, handle the situation right, where it led us to go to court and my son had to defend himself. I believe that these cameras will end up helping our kids with special needs, return. I'm so sorry, I'm a little nervous. These cameras will help our kids actually defend themselves, actually get them justice if we can get them up, if we can get the funds to put these cameras up in each and every one of these schools. The cameras are not just needed, but more security to help these kids, not just the kids, but the staff. These cameras will also help determine who instigated the situations that's going on with these bullying situations and our, with our kids and the staff members of our schools. It has shown to help the school buses. It has put cameras in school buses and help, with the same type of situation in these school buses. So basically, my biggest issue is more security, more cameras to determine what's going on in these schools. It will help, lessen the bullying and the suicide, the kids committing it in school buildings and outside of it, so don't get bullied and Ms. Sandra over here had similar stories of mine. Hers were probably a little worse. She wasn't going to speak and she kind of backed off. But I'm hoping that we can get more people to speak up. Our kids need a voice, and we're that voice. Hopefully, with these cameras, we can see what's actually going on, and we'll take it out.
We saved the best group for last time. So as we said, we had a really great conversation. I think there's a couple of things to really highlight. First and foremost, as was said previously, we shared a couple of personal stories, which is really critically important because when we're talking about an issue like, really anything you've heard today, whether it's refuse, trash in the community, whether it's bullying, whether it's safety on public transit, personal stories really cut through. When you talk about policy issues, oftentimes you're speaking in terms of facts and figures, it can be very dry and kind of abstract, but when you really put a face to the issue and offer personal stories about what you've been through, it really hits home in a more effective way. So I really appreciate you all taking the time to share those stories. It does mean a lot. It's not easy, so it really is something that takes a lot of personal strength. So one thing I think I really try to emphasize, speaking on behalf of the Congressman, is when you talk about an issue, particularly when we're talking about something like security cameras in school, we're speaking to larger infrastructure issues with regard to public education or any infrastructure issue. You're really talking about a very three-dimensional issue. What I mean by that is this is not just a federal issue, this is a state issue, this is a local issue. And when we talk about funding for something like this, we're talking about funding that could originate at the local level through various policy means, it could originate at the state level through various policy means, or federally. So the biggest thing is I think this is an ongoing conversation. We exchange contact information, and I want to continue the conversation with you all as far as ways to get at this issue. But really try to provide a little bit of context in terms of the fact that when you talk about funding for public education, especially in a big city like Philadelphia, you've seen a problem of divestment. That is to say, the funding, particularly at the state level for various reasons, isn't necessarily where it was, say, 50 years ago. So, really looking at specific ways to reverse that, whether that is federal legislation, federal funding, whether that is policy initiatives at the state level or locally, and really talking to you all about different ways to do that, and then getting you connected with state and local partners to continue that conversation. There's more than one way to solve this problem and get this done, but it's really finding the way that's going to be most effective. So again, just appreciate the chance to connect and look forward to continuing the conversation moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you also. Thank you guys. I think there is a current thread going through all this, and whether or not you were talking about issues with immigration, whether or not you're talking about